Many people have different definitions of what early is. My definition would be being up before the sun, at least an hour before the sun. In my case, a couple of hours before the sun. I hope that's not foreshadowing of my day. I hope I don't turn out to be a mud flap today. We'll see. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I'm in traffic right now on my way. I have a 2-hour drive, and I just saw about 7 police officer vehicles drive past us in the breakdown lane, and there's a helicopter in the air and an ambulance, so I don't know what this is. Hope nothing terrible happens. Seems like it. Sheesh. Okay, upon further inspection, I noticed that there was a car flipped upside down on the side of the road. I hope nobody's severely injured, but it looked pretty bad. Drive safe, folks, and watch the road, especially in slippery, icy conditions. And don't look at cameras on your dashboard like I do. Don't worry, you don't have to wait 2 hours like I do, so quick transition. The Rylo 360 camera. Let's get into it. Okay, this is me running with stabilization on, and I'm just holding it with the stick in front of my face. So this is the stabilization on. Now you're seeing the stabilization turned off, and I'm running with it in front of my face again. And if you see a difference, then good. You've noticed it. This little button right here, that one, turns stabilization on and off. I literally don't know why they would do this. Perhaps for the sole purpose of showing you how drastic the difference is. That's all I can think about. Today is March 19th, and spring is just around the corner. The Rylo 360-degree camera has a really simple design. 2 buttons. This one you use to turn on, you just hold it and it'll vibrate. It'll give you a beep. There's only 2 options right here, video and photo, so it's pretty simple. That's all that navigation that it allows you to do. Okay, so this is an interesting design right here. It just has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that just stays in there, and then you plug it into a charger, and then it has a micro SD card, which slides easily right into there. Okay, you close that up, and it's ready to go. And the case that it comes with, right here, you want to make sure actually that the button part goes with the button on there, so you're actually pressing it and using it properly. And then it clips on right there. On the bottom of this is pretty sneaky. It unscrews, and you can get a tripod on the bottom of that. Okay, so let's check this back out and take a look at it, how you connect the Rylo app. Okay guys, if you do not have the Rylo app, you're going to have to download that, because that's how you're going to edit your videos. So go to your app store right here and just type in Rylo, search, and it should come up right there, okay? Once you open up that app, what you're going to have to do is, instead of what I like to do is, it does have wireless features, but I like to plug it directly into my phone via lightning cable. So if your Rylo comes with a cable, then it will look like this. Okay, and obviously this is for iPhone, so it's going to have that lightning attachment right here. Okay, there's going to be that attachment that goes directly into your phone. And so what you're going to want to do is plug this right into the Rylo directly. And if the Rylo's off, it'll turn on and vibrate once you plug it in. Alright, so that tells you that the Rylo is connected and it's on. So what you're going to have to do is open up your media right here. It'll do that automatically for you. And right here you will scroll through your media. You can see the 4K resolution is really high. These arrows right here show you that you can download it immediately onto your phone. If your phone doesn't have good storage, then it will not do it because it'll automatically save it. If you click the save, it'll say iPhone storage low, most likely, in my case, because it'll save it as a 360-degree file, which is a lot, especially in 4K. So you want to be careful with that. What you're going to do is you're going to open up the media right here, and it's going to show you, this is really important. You want to edit in this format. You don't want to edit like this unless you like that look, like you do a lot of Facebook posts or you do other things. In my opinion, I like holding it in portrait mode like this, and that's really, really important later. This is the download button after you're done editing, right? So when you click this button right here, you want it to be in this mode. You want it to be holding it in that mode when you click the download button, and it's gonna save like this instead of like that in your camera roll, okay? Okay, so once you've picked your video right here that you want to edit, you simply tap to pause and play it. All you really need to know about this editing app, there's two features. There are the keyframes right here. You see this plus button that creates a keyframe, and then there's the follow. The follow is pretty simple. When you play your video, you want to make sure that your subject that you want to follow is in high contrast. So black subject with a white background is good because the software will be able to track that more easily than a black object with a black background. So what you would want to do, let's say I'd want to follow this rider and horse, what I'd do is I would stay and keep my finger on it until it follows it, right? And so you'll notice I'm going to guess that it's going to lose her right there because she starts going into the woods, right? So you can see that the follow track, which is, by the way, in red, you'll see that the follow, it says that this is where I click my finger down to follow it. And then this is the red is where it shows the following sequence until it loses the subject and stops. So that's because there's the black forest behind, and it's a dark horse, and so it will automatically lose the subject matter. So what you're going to want to do is get rid of that and find a better spot for it, a better spot to follow it through. So not when they go through there. Okay, so let's try that motion tracker again. So you can see it follows, and then it goes into the woods and stops because of the contrast. You can see the horse, you can almost not even see the horse anymore because of the forest behind them, right? So you have to, if you're doing something, you have to plan your shot accordingly. If you wanted to do something like that, you're going to have to plan and make sure, if you want to follow a subject, that there's a high contrast. So let's say that I wanted to just have this short little video right here. What I'd do, what I'd do up here is go to trim. I'd hit that button and go to trim, which trims the video. And then I'd find the spot where it follows. And remember, it's in red. Okay, so it's right there. And then what I would want to do, that's the start, and then go to the end and come this way with it until you see the red again. I'm going to leave a little bit of space because there's one more thing I want to show you that's interesting. Okay, you want this camera to be looking in the direction when it follows, right? So the camera's following,
and it loses connection because of the black background, right? There's another thing I want to show you. This is really important. You see this plus sign right here? This is called a keyframe. I want to press that keyframe and it creates, and it says the camera will look here. However, let's say I want to look at the dog right here, and I wanted to do look here. Then it's playing. And then I want to look down at the dog again, and then look here, right? Keep playing it, and then the dog sort of walks away and it goes that way. And I want to click that and say look here. So I just created 3 keyframes where I told the camera to look in that direction. And you have to press that plus button to do it. So after the camera loses the connection with the horse here, let's see what that looks like. Where the camera will follow the horse and rider here, but then they will lose connection. When it loses connection, I told the camera to look at the dog, which is about right here, okay? And there's another create spot, and there's another keyframe right there, and so it keeps looking, and then the video ends. So let's say that I wanted to just save that. So what I'd want to do, remember about this portrait mode right here, you want to save it while holding it like this, because it'll save like that. I'll show you later. And so you click that. Let me adjust the brightness here. Okay, there we go. I adjusted the brightness so you can see the screen better right here. So when you download it, there's an option to do HD video or 360 degree video. Do not do 360 degree video unless you plan on looking at the video and interacting with it like you just did in the app. So you want to do HD video, okay? And that is gonna save a lot of space on your phone. If I tried that on my phone, it wouldn't even allow me to do it. And so audio on, off. This is an action camera, so it's not going to have the best audio. So all the ending is it'll have a dark fade at the end of it, and it'll slowly turn black or slowly lightly fade away, or you can just have it off and edit that later. So then I click continue, and then it'll be saving the video for me, and I'm going to fast forward this so you don't have to watch this in real time. Okay, and it's saved. It'll give me the option to share the video immediately via mail or message. You can add it to your notes. You can put it in social media, Google Drive, all that sorts of stuff right there. So it'll immediately give you the option to do that. But in this case, you can either return to the video and continue editing your media, or you can view in your camera roll. Let's do that. Let's view what it looks like. Okay, so this is in my camera roll right now, and so you can press play. And remember that this is the way we saved it, and that's the way it downloaded. And remember the camera loses connection right there, but you focus your attention on the dog, right, because of the keyframes. And then the video ends. Okay, so you've noticed that this is just a regular HD video. There's no more 360 degree navigation because it's saved like that, and that's what you want. Alright, and so once it's in your media right there, once it's in your camera roll, you can save it anywhere you want.
There's also this really interesting mode called Tiny Planet, and it's something that you can do, and it looks kind of strange, but here it is. I'll try to do it right now on you. Okay. And so this is a Tiny Planet mode. It can be done in video, and it can be done via photo. I don't know. It looks kind of strange. It might be cool for some things, to be honest. These are just my opinions, but it could be kind of cool if you're doing like a large group photo. But again, it makes your head look huge, and it makes you look strange, and it just warps everything around you. I don't know exactly how they do it or what it is, but it's pretty interesting. I don't know. Somebody might like it out there.
And this is how you do Tiny Planet mode, is you take your 2 fingers and pinch it together, and it'll automatically do that for you and show you that mode. Alright, so the aperture on this thing is, actually it says on here, the aperture would be f2.8, and it's a 7mm equivalent. So, of course, it's an action camera. You're not going to get that juicy bokeh you're looking for in a DSLR or something better. If the aperture is that low, that means that it's not going to be good in low light, but I don't really think you're gonna want to use it in low light very much anyway. Another thing that really bothers me on this thing, it makes no sense whatsoever, is the self-timer. The self-timer in photo mode is way too fast. It's 2 seconds at the most. So you're gonna have to either have somebody hold it for you, that's it, unless you're Dash from The Incredibles and you can hit the button and run 20 feet away and take a photo. No, that's not gonna work. Their self-timer, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't like that. Another thing I do really like about this camera is its size. It's just tiny. It's really, really easy to take with you.
So if you don't really know how big this thing is, then you can just look at it in my hand. If you don't know how big my hand is, let me just put it next to this tiny horse that I froze and shrank many years ago. Now, if you don't know how big this little horse is, then here it is next to a little book. Now, if you don't know how big that book is, here's a little reference of how big it is next to my shoe. Now, you probably don't know how big my shoe is, so here it is, of course, next to a tobacco pipe. Now, we all know that tobacco pipes come in different sizes, so here it is next to a quarter. Oh, or better yet, I'm gonna make a suggestion about this case right here. I don't like the design of this case because the lenses are exposed on both sides. So when you go to lay this thing down somewhere, I would suggest to lay it down something like this. If you're gonna put it down on a desk somewhere, right? So I'm not really sure why they designed it like this. It's kind of an interesting port design, but I wouldn't, if I were you, I just wouldn't put this down face down on the table like that, because this is where all the glass is and you don't want to scratch all that stuff. So if you can place it down like this. Yeah, just keep it in that little sack that it comes with. That will protect the glass from getting all scratched up, okay? Guys, if this video helped you at all, please hit that like and subscribe button down there, and I'll see you next time.